not over. Good morning. Hope everybody's okay. Coming to the end, I know, of the lockdown, which is wonderful. Everybody's starting to get back to their own businesses. Hairstylists are back in, open again. Very surreal experience, getting your face or getting your hair cut with the face covering on. But it is what it is, and at least we can get our haircuts again. Yay! Right, today, now this is a little bit of my process of how I actually get paintings and get ideas from paintings. A friend of mine in the States posted a picture of the view from the back of her house, and it's over a lake called Lake Kickapoo, and that is actually named after, I did some research, Tracy, it is actually named after the Indians that used to live in the area, and it is a reservoir, but it's huge. It's absolutely massive. As one would expect, it's Texas. Everything's huge in Texas. And I just thought the colours of the sky and the reflections in the water was just so beautiful. I asked her permission if I could use it and do my own version of it, of which she has very graciously allowed me to. So thank you very much, Tracy. Very much appreciated. And this is what we've done. I'm going to put my tea down before I end up putting my brushes in it. Okay, so as usual, 16 by 20, because it fits nicely on the easel. And this one's a canvas board. Again, I'm just using them up, so you could use it on a normal canvas. And today, instead of just using it all one liquid white, because the blues are such a strong sort of, I don't know, transparent, I'm looking at the picture and it's beautiful colours. I thought I would use a medium I don't often use of Bob Ross's, which is liquid Opal. And it's a sort of a grey blue, as you can see. So I've done two sections of that. In the middle, I've used the liquid white, and on the bottom I've only used this once or twice before because I don't usually like it, but I just feel today I just need a little bit extra, and that's the liquid black. Now you can obviously make your own liquid mediums. You can just put oil over and then mix white with various colours, as long as it's very thin, and you need a coverage that allows you to still see your fingerprint underneath. So we've not gone too thick, and I've just blended in between just with one of my brushes. So to start, again, I don't usually mix colours, but I really wanted to match that. So this colour here is a mix of cadmium orange, cadmium yellow, cadmium red and white, and then I found it wasn't quite the right colour for want of a better word, so I added a little bit of yellow ochre, and that's where we're going to start today. Not with the yellow ochre, but with the mixed colour here. Now along here I've also, because it's got quite a sharp horizon, I've put a piece of tape, but I will be going up over it with what looks like some land in the background, which I'm assuming is the other side of the shore, so far in the distance that you don't really see it. Okay, it's just a darker piece across there. And then we'll have, when I take the tape off, we'll have some land that comes out here, reflections, some land and some really dark trees in the shadows. It's a really pretty composition, and I was so pleased when she said that she didn't mind me doing it. Okay, so I'm going to put some paint on the brush and dip into my, I suppose it's like a coral really. It's a coral colour, so if you happen to have coral, then that's the colour you should be using. So yeah, that's about right actually. So I'm going to move that in along there. Now I'm mixing it in with the white and the lighter shade so that I've got two basic shades of the colour. I'm just going to put that right the way across the bottom. Then I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Mix it up into the white just a little bit. There we go. And mix that across there. Now, because this is all water, there is a reflection. And the reflection is in there. Okay, we're going to make that a little bit brighter. So again, make sure your colours go straight across. Okay. So how do I know Tracy in the US? Well, I used to go to school. In fact, I graduated with her brother. He was in my year at school. When we were all thrown into, we all got to know each other quite well because we all got thrown in being foreigners in over in Stavanger in Norway. We all went to the English or the American school, the only English speaking school at the time. Back in the studio. Yes, Lewis, I'm back in the studio. So yeah, it was the only English speaking school at the time. So that's where I ended up as well. And that's how come I know Tracy. Right, I'm going to use some blue. And I'm hoping that this is going to, oh, and it does. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, perhaps dull it down a little bit with a little bit of Paynes Grey, I think. That's better. Okay. Yeah, I've finished with the 2 commissions that I was doing. I've got a few more to do, but I thought I would take a little break. This does need dulling down somewhat, so I'm using the Paynes Grey and the Ivory Black. All the colours that I use, if you look at these on YouTube, are listed in the description box, because I just think if I go over and list everything before I start, basically all I'm doing here is mixing colour, scrubbing it in. There we are. A little bit more of the blues. So it's not a dark. Tell you what I will have. I'm going to have a little bit of purple, because I think there's a little bit of purple in that sky as well. A little purple tinge to it, especially down here towards the pink. And the purple that I'm using is that purple I can never pronounce. Is it dioxizine? I really need somebody to tell me how to pronounce it. As I've said to you before, being self-taught, I have no idea. In fact, my friend Jenny is an art teacher. Jenny, how do you pronounce it? Please let me know. Okay, now here I am mixing the 2 together, but I just want a very pale mix. There we go. I want them just touching. Okay, so in the picture, this is a very, very flat sky. Now, obviously, I could do a very, very flat sky, and it'd be very, very pretty, but that's not me. You know me. I like my clouds, and we need some down here as well, don't we? Right, so in here with the blue, and it will gradually go into the black, which will dull it down anyway. And then I can mix those 2 together. And then I just want to stay there, and then a little bit of the purple, and with the blue, so the purple and the blue together, because this is quite a dark area, like that. Okay, so that's the colours I've gone across. now I just need to wash my brush, and I'm using the odourless paint for this. I'm using the Winsor and Newton ones, and as I've said before, you want the sans odeur because they are really odourless. The other ones that say they're odourless aren't. Well, they are, but they're not as odourless. So using crisscross strokes, we will just blend the sky. Blend it all together. Now, although I've got lots of colours on there, I haven't actually got that much in the way of paint. It's very, very light. Okay, and I'm going to do these, and then I'm going to wash my brush. So I want to keep that peach. And if you don't wash your brush, you'll lose the peach. So I blend the peach up into the other colour. Okay, just to get rid of, there we go. And then, so there's my colours. That's the basics bits. Wash my brush again and wipe it on the towel. So now I'm going to take the purple. It's a Winsor and Newton colour. Dioxizine Purple. Okay. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it. Take the purple. I will take, what am I doing? I will take some of the Paynes Grey, mix it in to make it a very, very dark purple. And I'm going to take that Prussian blue. Okay, so mix it. You're going to end up with a bluey purpley colour, which is what I want for the distance. So I'm now going to take my 1-inch brush, make sure it's good and dry, and I'm just going to tap into here, and then along here, and if I look, there's some trees and things in the distance which will come down here. Okay, and then it is pretty much, need it a little bit darker. There's very much going to be lights and shadows, and then we're going to do a few little bits going up, and I'm basically tapping using the corner of the brush to create just something that's in the distance. Now, to my mind, this goes straight the way across. Tracy, I hope this is doing your place justice, because it really is very, very pretty. Choose the corner will do. Again, I'm using my own, changing it a little bit as Tracy would expect, because it's my world, although this is a little bit of her world. I do love the way that the internet has allowed us all to get back in touch again. These are people that I haven't seen for over 40 years, since it's 40 years since I graduated. Okay, that looks a bit too regular, so I'm going to go and create some stuff that looks like it might be behind there. There we are. Okay, little bits. Do a little bit over there. Do something over here. And we'll go into there. Now I'm going to have a piece of land that comes over here, so I don't really want much. We'll take it across, but I don't want a great deal. Okay, and that is as much as I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any highlighting on it because it's too far in the distance, you can't see it. So, I'm going to take this, and this tape actually works better on the board than it does on a proper canvas. Okay, I'll just get rid of that. Right. Okay, so there we are. So now I need the liquid white, which I've got down here. Actually, I need the liquid, the opal. I've got a mix of both here now. And just put that right up to there. Mix it in there. Now my brush has got a few random little hairs, which is actually going to cause me a few issues, but we'll get there. So, pull that up to there. Imagine having this just on your, just opening your back door and this is the view you've got. Stunning, absolutely stunning. I'll add a little bit of blue to that. So I still want the blue to go up there. But I need the liquid, now I'm using the liquid opal. But again, you know, you can use your own colours. Mixing your own. It's just a lot easier when you combine them. And you can get them, these oil-based mediums, you can get them, they're all on eBay, they're all on Amazon, and they're all freely available. So many people, I've got 4 people watching. Is anybody going to talk to me? Is anyone going to say hi? So obviously I can't see who it is that's watching. Okay, so there we go. Well, I can, it's probably coming up on my phone, but my phone's facing away. Because if I don't have my phone facing away, there we go. Now we've got some different colours coming up. Okay, there we are. And that's, just want to get rid of any, there we are. Okay, so we get the idea that we're early morning. Or maybe in the evening, I don't know. A little bit of white, just to work in there. A little bit more of the peachy colour, because the colours are reflecting quite. There we go. Mix them all together a bit, create a little bit more of a stretch. There, that's a bit better, isn't it? There we go. A little bit more of a stretch, because then would as it comes down. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is wash my brush again. So there's an awful lot of wash brushing in this one. Wash brushing? Brush washing. Oh, dear me. Okay, so now we need to put in, just in this, what medium are you using, please? I'm in oils. My work is mainly in oils. I'm not a fan of, I will use acrylics, not a fan of watercolours at all. Nice to see you, Jilly. Thank you for joining me. So yeah, not a fan of watercolours at all. I tried a lot, just can't get on with them. But that's each to their own. You can do this effect in acrylics, but you do have to work really, really quickly, because if you don't, obviously the medium is dried before you can blend all the colours. Okay, so I'm going to now do the little island, or little inlet, little piece of land. Tracy will have to tell me what it is. That goes just in along here. Breaks it up there, and it comes out to there. Again, I'm using a mix of the ivory black, Paynes Grey, and then this dark colour that I mixed. And I will be using them all the way through. There we go. And that onto there. Okay, So now I need to turn the brush upside down because I'm just using the corner of the brush because obviously we'll need to put some shadows in, like that. Okay, so leave that to one side. I need to take the 2-inch brush, make sure it's good and dry. I'll double it, make sure it's super dry. And then we will come down. And this is quite a straight island, it's quite, the waterline is quite straight because there's another one comes off the side of it. Go straight across, like that, and here we have some shadows. Now I will do a little bit of a waterline, there isn't much of one. I'm going to take this liquid opal colour. Would water-based oils work? Do you know what? I have never ever used water-based oils, so I honestly don't know. I would imagine they would, as they are just oils that are dissolvable in water. So one would imagine that they would, but I wouldn't know. So I've never used them. I do like these oils purely because they're so forgiving. You make a mistake, but I will have to get some and try them. I've never tried them. So now I'm just going across. We'll have a few little ripples in the lake and in the water. So just take your knife, go across. It's a reservoir, so it's going to be quite still, but for artistic license, shall we say, I'm just going to put in a few little ripples. Perhaps there's a bit of an early morning breeze. You get those, Tracy, in Texas? Not sure. I've only ever been to Texas once, and it was during the summer. It was very, very hot. But that was a long, long time ago. That was back in 1975. Goodness me. Wow, that makes me feel extremely old. Okay. Right, so where are we? Okay, we've got our little bits of trees and stuff there. Actually, it doesn't look like another island. It actually looks like there's been a boat or something gone through, and that is actually the... Okay, so what I will do, obviously it looks like, there we go, I'll just put that in there because there's obviously some sort of disturbance goes across there. And then we've got a nice sweep of ground, which I am just going in the Paynes Grey and the black, which literally just goes along the bottom. So we're looking at it from her house. And again, it's very, very straight, but I am going to add a little bit of poetic license. And not poetic license, but artistic license is the word, isn't it? Although I could get it straight across like that. How would that look? Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Especially, I will just, you know me, I can't leave alone. There we are. So even though we're just using black, because it's mixing with the colours underneath, we are getting different layers of colour. Okay, now one of the main reasons I wanted to do this one is because it has some pretty spectacular trees. Now, is this one going to work? Hopefully it will. So, I'm going to go straight into the black because this is all in shadows. Whole thing's in shadow. So all I'm doing is taking a little bit of thinner, mixing it in with the Paynes Grey and the Ivory Black. Now I do use a lot of Paynes Grey because it's not quite as jet black as the Ivory Black, and it does give a nice depth of colour. Now in the picture we have the tree right pretty much almost in the middle. I'm going to move it because I can, This is my world. Sorry Tracy, but I've just taken over your world. So I'm going to do, it's quite a thick tree, it's quite a gnarly tree, so I am going to take it and move it over a little bit, so maybe it's just a slightly different angle. Now you do have to be brave, to be very, very brave, because you do have to go up and over all your work, all your blending. Turn your brush as you go. I'm going to come up this side of the tree. Okay, I think I'm going to need the two commissions that I've just finished. One of them, well, both of them, in fact I've just finished 3 commissions, but the 2 that I've just done, they were, this is how the branches go, by the way, they were both done in black and white. So I did learn an awful lot about tonal values. They taught me loads. So we're going to go up like that. All I'm doing is I'm not doing an exact copy, obviously, but I am, so that you would know that it's this tree. Okay, it's a little bit more bulky out this way, and then it comes across. So it's got a little bit of a kink on it. Okay, there we are. So going over there, go up here now, and then it goes off into another one off here. Again, this is all just using my brush, and you'll notice I'm holding the brush at the very end as well, the very tip, so that I don't get straight lines. Okay, so we'll just go off. And one of the that I did was the Capitol building in Washington, and that has loads and loads of trees in front of it. So I was doing quite a lot of this, and I found it quite therapeutic, I must admit. So if you do want any commissions doing, I am available to do them, various sizes, various colours, various landscapes. I won't do, well, I have done pets, but funnily enough I only do pets in acrylic. I can work better with pets in acrylic. I might do the background in oils, but I only do the actual portrait, okay, in acrylics. I just seem to get more detail with the acrylics. Maybe it's because they don't mush around so much. Okay, there we are. Okay, a little bit more. This side is a little bit thicker. We'll have another few bits leading off. Okay, the old trees, a bit barren down at the bottom, but I don't even know what kind of tree it is. You're going to have to let me know, Tracy, or maybe you don't know, I don't know. I'm assuming it's your tree, so you might know what it's actually made of. But she won't be watching at the moment. She'll probably be watching live later, if that makes sense, because obviously in the US, quite a long way behind us time-wise. Not sure how long, but I know the West Coast is like 8 hours behind. The East Coast is 4 or 5 hours behind, so I think it's 5 hours. So Texas probably somewhere in the middle. So unless they're up late, I wouldn't have expected any of them to be about. Okay, so now, again, a little bit of poetic license. I'm going to do a few little, like, broken branches that may be coming off it. There we go, just to break up that. Okay, then over this side I'm not totally finished with it. I will come back, and because there's a lot more branches on the top, I will add some more colours. Okay, and then over this side we have a tree that comes up. Again, you need a lot of paint on here. Turn it as it comes, and it comes right up and over. And it's taller than this one. And it is one of those tall, leggy type trees. And it looks like it comes across there. And then you've got another bit that will come across there. And one comes off there, and one comes off there. It's really tall and thin. I know you have the same trees as us, but you also have different trees just like we do, so I have no idea what these trees actually are, but I just loved the image of them all being in complete darkness and in shadow against the bright. As I say, I don't know if that's the evening sun, I don't know if the sun's setting or if the sun's rising on Lake Kickapoo. But I just, oh, the colours are just phenomenal. There we go. So we'll go up and up because it's quite a tall tree. And this branch carries on over this way. It's leaning quite a bit. But there we are. Okay. I think there is another one which is coming up beside it. As Bob Ross used to say, the world needs a friend, so this is this tree's little friend. Okay, everybody needs friends. Some we need more than others, but okay, so I'm going to start that one a little bit lower. Now, if like this your paint isn't flowing off your brush very well, you just need to thin your brush a little bit more. Okay, so there we have another one. There we are. That's the second tree. You need to just make sure. Normally I don't do such straight branches, but this one, that's really what it's got. It's so straight. So I wish I knew what it was. Okay, now what I am going to do, a little bit more on this branch. On that tree. It needs to come down. I think I'll come out a little bit more that side, give it a bit more of a kink. There we are. And up there. It's a little bit thin, so we'll thicken that up a little bit as well. There we go. In order to give it a little bit of a hint, go in very, very lightly, and we just touch the brush, and it just makes it look like there's lots of tiny, tiny little branches all over the tree. They're not leaves, but they are branches. And they're just giving a hint. And we really want to hit this really hard so that you splay all the bristles right out. And then we'll go over this side, and we've got quite a clump here and quite a clump over there. There we go, like that. Okay, and that is, I believe, Lake Kickapoo. I think what I am going to do is I'm going to take some of this dark. I'm going to make this a little bit darker. So I'm actually going to take, be careful not to touch the tree because you still want the tree in the front. But I am doing this a little bit darker because I think it needs to be. Okay, like that. Do another little bit just there. There we are. Okay, and that I think is going to be it. Now there is a little, not sure what it is. I think there's a little landing area, but I'm not entirely sure, so I'm just going to leave it as this. I'm going to get my thinners, go into my red. I go into the bright red, this is the bright cadmium red. And I'm just going to do my signature in the corner. Now I may need a little bit of white, I don't know. No, that'll do. So there's the R. And there's the B. Obviously my name, Ruth Baldry. You can find me on the website, rbart.co.uk. You can find me on Facebook, I'm always on Facebook. And you can find me on Instagram, Ruth J. Baldry 9. Please get in touch. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll find out from Tracy later on and I will post the response to see what she says. I'm hoping she likes it. But yeah, rbart.co.uk, Facebook, Ruth Baldry Art, Instagram, Ruth J. Baldry 9, and please get in touch if you've got anything you want me to paint, if you've got anything that you would like to buy, because everything's for sale on the website and on Facebook. I've opened a Facebook shop. I am going to be issuing in the coming week a surprise, so there will be an announcement coming up, so stay tuned to my channel. Please subscribe to the notifications so you get notified when I do post something, and I hope it's something that you will all enjoy. In the meantime, I will be back next week and I will see you then. Stay safe, take care, speak to you next week. Bye bye.